Hello and welcome to another update video about Solana. Yes, Solana is coming down further. We talked about that. It is now below the 61.8% Fibonacci level, so we have to expect here some further downside at the moment because it did break below that $100 level, below the 61.8% Fibonacci level. But there are a few things that we can now see in the chart which make it very, very interesting. So as you know, my view is that we are probably here in a wave 5, and the ideal target for that, that whole correction here that Solana is currently doing here, as you can see there, the ideal target would be that $55 level. Someone asked me in the comments, what do you think Solana will go to, what level when Bitcoin really goes into my target area between 20 and 29K? Well, we've got two levels here, the $55 level, that is the 78.6% Fibonacci level, and the 88.7% level, 30 cents. I've got a feeling we could, dollars of course. I've got a feeling we could see the $30, but 55 is certainly a very, very realistic level, yeah. 55 I think is the ideal target that we are going to see here for Solana. However, what is going on in the short term? Well, we saw here that, ascending broadening wedge, so a bearish pattern that did break out to the downside as they normally do. Not always, but usually they do that. But what can we see now? Because we always need to keep track on what's going on in the chart. So, well, I think we are seeing here now, and those appear now on various crypto charts, descending wedges again. So potential breakout patterns, and they are normally quite reliable. And this is now getting interesting. Yeah, we need to observe this. This doesn't mean it has to break out tomorrow. It could go into the weekend, absolutely. But this is something that we can also see now on the Bitcoin chart. We can see that on the Ethereum chart. And that would confirm my view. I don't know if you've seen my Bitcoin video, that we could now be close to a larger move up. Not necessarily a new high, but if we assume that here also for Solana, we could, so we are basically in this fifth wave, yeah, and again, that could go down to $30, I don't know. But what could be happening here, and again, compare it to my Bitcoin video, we could now have seen here this first wave. You're now coming up in a wave 2, maybe to $121 again, coming down in a wave 3, 4, 5, to complete that higher degree wave 5 and the whole correction. The overall correction that started when Solana was up here at $255. Yeah, so you normally get after such a first wave. So because this fifth wave here consists again of 5 waves, that is what the Elliott wave method is telling us. Typically 5 waves, and what you get after a first wave is a second wave correction, and that correction normally goes all the way to the 50% retracement level or more. Again, it could also be the 38.2. That would, however, be here the $111 level from the low. Now we haven't seen that yet. So the 38.2, I think, is the minimum we would need to see. The 50% level would take us to $117. The 61.8, which is very likely because it is the most likely Fibonacci retracement level, that would be at $124. Yeah. So all of that could now be happening as soon as we break out of that descending wedge to the upside. There are, however, a lot of resistance levels. The first one would be $105. Then we've got here the previous swing high at $111, and then that $122 level, which would be very close to that 61.8% Fib level. So at some point here now, we can expect here some sort of a move up. When that will happen, I can't tell you, but I think one catalyst for that would be the descending wedge. So it's an interesting trade setup, yeah. After which, however, I would expect us to come down further in a third wave, which is normally very bullish, then another move up in a fourth wave, and then the final wave down finally in a fifth wave, yeah. So this is how I see the market behaving. So that means in the short term here, at some point, we can see a move up. We are above very, very important support anyway. You've got this support line here in red, yeah, and this is in the range between $92 and $88. So this will be a very, very important level to get through on the way down. But before that happens, we could really see that larger move up in a second wave. Now that would not be a higher high, but we could get, as I said, do the 50% retracement, for example. Overall, what do the indicators say? Would they confirm that? Well, we can see here that the negative momentum is still decreasing on the MACD, on the daily. So yeah, there is more scope for further upside, absolutely. And the RSI is in the bearish range. There is space both ways both ways, however, quite weak at the moment. The daily doesn't really give us here a clear conclusion. Can we see anything exciting happening on the 8-hour chart? And here you can see that we see a bullish crossover on the MACD. It's only just starting, yeah, only just starting. So that is something to keep an eye on. And yeah, on the 4-hour chart here, we make currently higher lows on the RSI, but also nothing too exciting. I think we're here in a state of waiting at the moment. We need to wait until the market is breaking out of that descending wedge. And if that happens to the upside, that could really confirm that view. I basically have to expect this at some point, because in a 5-wave move down, which this 5th wave would be, we need to see such a second wave up. We need to see such a correction to the upside, yeah. And in addition to that, this descending wedge would also point towards a potential breakout to the upside. Of course, not guaranteed. Yeah, nothing needs to break to the upside. This is, of course, only probabilities, and these maybe work out 2/3 of the time bullish. But still, it is an interesting setup that we need to observe. Of course, a breakout to the downside is possible. When that happens, we would need to move through this support level here, but it is a very strong support between $88 and $92. And if we lose it, we could come down to 75. Now, my current view is, and this is of course a bit of speculation, that we are going to keep support here above $92 and then are going to break out to the downside, to the upside, and get this kind of a temporary move up in line with what I expect actually for Bitcoin now. As I said in previous videos already, that I expect here this wave 2 of that downtrend before we come down further in a wave 3. And that is currently here my view about Solana. Hopefully you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, subscribe. And if you really like the content, then check out the channel membership. And yeah, thanks a lot for watching, and see you in the next video. Bye bye.